I love it. I love it. A lot of people don't like LaVar Ball. And I'm specifically talking about black people. They really don't like him. A lot of people don't like him because he is outspoken, boisterous, and as I said before, I've done a handful of videos regarding LaVar Ball and how much I'm a huge supporter of him and his family. And I wish him nothing but the best. And like I said before, I don't agree with everything he said or done, but I still support this guy. I don't call this man a coon at all. I don't consider him a coon whatsoever. Could care less if he's married to a white lady, just like Byron Allen, who's, is setting the bar high for black entrepreneurship. He's married to a white woman too. He's not a coon. I don't consider LaVar Ball a coon at all whatsoever. And here's the thing, black people, I've watched a lot of these YouTubers, these YouTube videos and stuff like that, giving their commentary on LaVar Ball and stuff like that. And a lot of, at least 99% of the comments I've heard and I've watched are, how should I put it? Dumb as fuck. Straight up. There's no logic. It doesn't make sense. It's just straight up hate. That is with no logic whatsoever. They can so-called say, I'm going to expose LaVar Ball for being a coon. I've already proved that logic is flawed. All right. I've already proved it was a fraud. People saying, oh, LaVar Ball. This is one of the dumbest shits I've ever heard in my life. Like, really. You had some people I've heard on some YouTube videos. I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to give y'all any kind of. Yeah, I'm just not. I don't do that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm not going to put no reply videos in my titles. But I've seen motherfuckers talking about, yeah, LaVar Ball, he keeps breaking down black players. He keeps talking about LeBron James and Steph Curry. He's making it about black on black. He's trying to destroy the black athletes. I'm like, really, nigga? Are you fucking retarded? It's like, seriously. Are you fucking retarded? What kind of brain cells allow you to upload your video on YouTube's infrastructure and post that particular content and say that dumbass shit? So LaVar Ball strategically attacks black players because he wants to bring them down and bring his family up. Are you fucking serious? It's called competition, dumbass. I'm going to bring a perfect analogy. Like, boxing is my favorite sport to watch. Okay. So depending on the division that you're in, you are going to, and your ranking, right? You're going to call out the best in your division. So, for instance, let's talk about the heavyweight division. You had Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. They fought last week. Anthony Joshua knocked out Klitschko. So, people in the heavyweight division are calling him out. Competition, such as Deontay Wilder. Right? Such as, who's another one that was calling him out? Tyson Fury. Right? Joshua Parker. Luis Ortiz. That's competition. Who's ever in the limelight in that particular, I'm talking about boxing, in that division, you're going to call them out. Right? Now, the perfect analogy to that is that the NBA is your division. All right? Now, going back to boxing, the people that are calling out Anthony Joshua, you got a black guy, Deontay Wilder. You got another white guy, Tyson Fury. Right? It's gonna be a while before Tyson Fury gets back in the ring. He's overweight and he's a druggie. He's a junkie. So it's gonna be a while. But Deontay Wilder definitely wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Okay. So, and he's black. He's not calling him out. He's not calling Anthony Joshua because he's black and stuff like that. He's calling him out because he's a champion and he beat one of the best in this era, which is Klitschko. That's why he's calling him out. So it's the same thing with LaVar Ball. He's calling out because he feels that his sons are on the level, and you have a right to feel how you want to feel about your son, about your siblings. You can say they're better than anybody on the planet. That's his opinion. And that's the problem with black guys who are outspoken, such as LaVar Ball. Black people have a problem with that. Oh, he's disrespecting LeBron James. He's calling out all these black athletes. He should be empowering the black athletes. I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. You a fucking dumb ass motherfucker. Straight up. Straight up. He was never meant to be no damn conscious pro-black Nuwapian or, Hebrew Israelite, NOI. He's just a black father who is extremely proud of his kids. He raised them from day one. Okay. As a matter of fact, I just found out about this guy who he helped raise called Eli Scott, a young black player who's actually, if you go on to any of his son's Instagram, you'll see a black guy, a black teenager, Eli Scott. LaVar Ball helped raise him and get him into a D1 school. Okay. So LaVar Ball, like I said before in my other videos, man, he is a rare breed. Okay. As a black father. And, I can relate to him because all the guys I've listened to who had their opinion, especially that negative opinion on LaVar Ball, I can tell you right now, they're not married. And I can say right now, if they're not married, they're not, they don't have any children by someone that they're married. Right? I've been married for 12 years to the same person for 12 years with 3 beautiful boys. So that's the one thing that, I admire about LaVar Ball is that we have the same makeup. Okay. We're day one dads. We're day one fathers. We have one wife. Okay. And I've seen some of the videos talking about, well, you have to marry a breeder, and all you gotta do is marry a breeder, well, and have your children to become a phenomenal athlete. I'm like, dude, you don't want to just, devalue a woman as a breeder. Are you serious, bro? And I'm not trying to be not to say no names, but like, I'm not trying to be the black woman is God, like some of these damn conscious motherfuckers. But I understand the value of a woman, Of course, the black man is the head of the household, in which, the dominant white society has been trying to destroy for centuries, as Margaret Sanger. You know what I'm saying? But the black woman is not no damn breeder, just not person that just has a baby and that's it. She's involved in the children's upbringing. All right. And to this point, they're married. When I say they, I'm talking about LaVar Ball, people like him and Byron Allen, who are married to white women. In this case, they're married to a white woman. So a woman, period, is to help raise the child with all facets of society. So it's not about just breeding children. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lot of hate and a lot of vitriol with LaVar. I listen. I'm a huge fan. I've talked about my opinion about his shoes being $495. I still think the price is ridiculous, but I understand from a business perspective as to why it has to be that high. And it was a genius marketing idea. And all of these motherfuckers who work for these multi-billion-dollar shoe companies, Nike, Adidas, UA, Under Armour, and they're in the marketing department, they are taking notes of LaVar Ball. They're taking notes because he has dominated the headlines for the past week. All right? Dominated the headlines for the past week. And you have to just give him props for that. All right? For doing this organically from the ground up. All right? And these shoe companies going to him saying, well, we'll give your child $10 million for X amount of years, or whatever the case may be, as far as what I heard. He says, no, we want a co-branding deal. All 3 of the shoe companies, they turned it down. So my problem with the people who have, a strong disagreement with you're right to have your opinion. That's fine. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. I know it. I have an opinion too. And you can listen, you cannot listen. I could care less. I don't do this YouTube shit for money. I just say my opinion and keep it moving, and that's it. Straight up. But the problem I have with these, some of these guys on YouTube who have this disdain towards LaVar, calling him a coon and a sellout and stuff like that, and they want to so-called say, oh, I'm going to destroy LaVar Ball. Nigga, please, you're on YouTube. You're relying on Google's infrastructure to upload, to maintain your intellectual property. So stop it with that. You're destroying somebody, Get off YouTube and make your own rival website like YouTube, right? And then you can start destroying people. Until then, shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas is retarded. But like I said, going back to what I was saying, the people who have a problem with LaVar Ball, I can understand you have a personal agenda. That's your personal opinion. That's fine. You don't like him. He's a coon, whatever the case may be. And I've already said this in other videos. My thing is this, right? My thing is this. Black people, I've noticed, have a tendency to always try to make up imaginary titles for people who are in prominent positions or in the limelight. In this case, LaVar Ball is in the limelight, and he's been in the limelight consistently for the past 2 or 3 months. All right. So when black people are saying, well, LaVar is tearing down the black community because he's always calling out black athletes, et cetera, et cetera. And that's just one example. I'll give my others in a minute. So you mean to tell me that LaVar Ball needs to call out white athletes in the NBA like a JJ Redick, right? Like a Kyle Korver, like a Gordon Hayward, right? So he should be calling out white irrelevant athletes instead of LeBron James, his competition, Steph Curry, his competition. Who else? John Wall, right? Kyrie Irving. That's his competition because he's an independent entrepreneur as far as the shoes and his clothing apparel. And I will be purchasing well, not the shoes. I don't know about that. I'm actually still contemplating. I said no at first, but now I'm kind of like on the fence. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the fence about purchasing his shoes. I'm thinking more towards I probably will purchase it. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it out of my own pocket. I don't need to. I've seen some YouTubers doing a GoFundMe. I'm like, y'all fucking stupid as fuck. A GoFundMe to buy some shoes? Dumb as hell. But yeah, I'm really thinking about purchasing the shoes. But I will purchase a T-shirt, a hat, and I like some hoodies on his on the website. I will be purchasing that for real. And when I do purchase it, I will do a video about the purchase on that. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, you know, when black people are in prominent positions or in the limelight, black people just love to give imaginary titles. This guy never said he was doing things for the black community. He was never trying to empower black athletes, right? He was never, he was never trying to do things for the pro-black community and stuff like that. This nigga never said that shit, bro. Like, why are you making up titles for this guy? He's just doing things for his family, aka his nation. This is what I do for my family. I do everything for my family first. I can give a fuck about somebody else's black family. And that's real talk. I care about my family, okay? And so you can empower other black families indirectly, which is what LaVar Ball is doing. This is what I'm learning from this man, because when I watch him and how he conducts himself and his children, I'm like, damn, that's some really good stuff, because he's in his children's life consistently, helping them to develop, helping them understand and build a legacy for themselves, building a foundation for themselves. And this is what I'm learning. This is what I'm understanding from LaVar Ball, right? So he is actually empowering other black families indirectly. If you watch what he's doing, if you understand what he's doing, because what he's doing is unprecedented. Every other so-called talent that's coming out of high school in terms of basketball or football, they're always relying on the dominant white society's resources. It's always like that. And, I've heard, many times on YouTube, these guys talking about, well, LaVar is exploiting his family. He's only using his children. No fucking shit. That's what I would do too, you dumb motherfucker. Like, real talk. That's dumb as fuck. Listen, if my child is as talented as ever, I see the talent, I'm going to milk it till the end. It's my child. So I'm going to do what I can to milk my child to get as much leverage and equity for his future. And that's what LaVar Ball is doing. See, that's what you motherfuckers don't seem to understand. You know what I'm saying? I come from a perspective of a married man, 12 years with over three boys. That's the perspective I'm coming from. You know? So a lot of people, they just really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They really don't. They sound dumb as fuck, illogical, and just like I said, they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about at all. They just hate just to hate. Hate just to hate with no logical explanation as to why they're hating on this man and his children. Okay? That's what it is. So, I did watch the interview earlier on Fox. I love the interview. It was very entertaining. This man had a lot of quotes. He did address the shoes being $495, right? He says he said something real clever, man. I was like, wow, about the Shaq situation when Shaq talking about, your shoes shouldn't be priced that high. And then he rebutted and said, why your kids didn't wear your shoes? I was like, wow, that's crazy. I wonder what Shaq would do. This man is like really, really clever. I love the tie he had on too. That was really dope, man. Whatever he can do, he'll find a way to brand himself. This is something that you have to watch and study. Here's what I would suggest to people who are hating on LaVar to do. It's just study the man. The dominant white society, they've been studying black people for centuries. Right? Thousands of years. That's why we're in the position that we're in today. They control all 9 areas of activity. I mean, the dominant white society. That's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. They've been studying us for thousands of years. So they know our strengths and they know our weaknesses. Right? They know all that shit. They know how to control us. Right? Which is why I've always talked about black people suffer from so many mental disorders. Cognitive dissonance. Post-traumatic slave disorder. Right? Stockholm syndrome. I can hear it in YouTube's voices. They suffer from that shit. Right? And, they said the first road to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. And of course, when you have a mental disorder, you don't know you have a problem at all. Epigenetics, etc., your surroundings, you don't know you have a problem whatsoever. Right? So, but going back to what I would say, I would suggest, and they probably won't do it, but I would suggest that people who are hating, and it's just, all of this is just blind hate, because there really is there's no logical reason why you can hate this man. All right? If you have a personal problem with this man, check yourself, really. But study this man and understand what he's doing. Just like the dominant white society studies us. They hate us because genetically they're inferior to us. They know this. They know, which is why their birth rate is on an all-time low. Right? These are facts. But study this man, and once you study this man, you'll understand what he's doing, and you would appreciate what he's doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm studying this man. And I just find this man extremely fascinating. LaVar Ball, like I said, I'm a huge fan. And I find this man very fascinating. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, family, those are my thoughts on that. I see he did another interview with Skip Bayless on my autoplay. I'm going to check that out for sure. I ain't checked this out yet. I'm going to check this out for sure, man. 39 minutes. I'm going to definitely check that out. I'm going to work out to that and listen to that later on today for sure. But, yeah, fam, those are my thoughts on that. Like I said, there's just a lot of hate, a lot of just really unwarranted hate on this man. And all he's trying to do is build a legacy for his children, build a foundation for the children. That's all he's trying to do, man. It's about his family and his family first. He ain't trying to do shit for the black community. He ain't trying to be no pro-black activists out there. I don't know why y'all giving him these titles. Colin Kaepernick, right? When he first came in the league, did anybody say, well, Colin Kaepernick needs to go ahead and kneel in front of the national anthem and spark a conversation about race in the NFL. He needs to start a nonprofit organization, right, to help empower the black community. Nobody said that when the nigga got drafted. Nobody saw this shit coming about as far as what he's been doing in terms of his activism, right, and his nonprofit organization. Nobody saw this shit coming. Nobody gave him these titles, right? But he did it by himself. And that's what he's known for right now. He's extremely, man, this Colin Kaepernick, man, is a very, very empowering individual in terms of an athlete, man. Empowering. But again, nobody gave him these titles when he came into the league. Nobody gave him these goddamn titles. He did it by himself. Right? So, y'all motherfuckers need to stop just trying to give these guys titles, man. Let them do them. We live in a system of racism, white supremacy. And until we replace a system of racism, white supremacy with a system of justice, right? Then all this other shit that y'all talking about will be non-existent. But until then, keep depending on the dominant white society's resources by uploading your content into Google's infrastructure to maintain your intellectual property. Keep doing that. Because you need to. You need their resources. You need to pay the IRS. You need to pay your mortgage or your rent, your car note. You need to do that because they control the resources. And you do nothing about that. Nothing about that. Because if you do something about it, they take all your shit away. Okay? It's that simple. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that, family. I'm going to watch this video later on. Like I said, I have an opinion. Take it how you want it. I could care less. I don't do this for no goddamn money. I voice my opinion, and that's it. So it is what it is, family. All right, family. So until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.